So, as I was saying, today we're rigging, we're building this bear. Actually, the bear's already built. The bear's already been built in medium. He's all been chopped up into little pieces right here. You're seeing all the pieces right before you. And I am going to make sure I can do this as efficiently as possible. So the less I speak, the more I can do. So, but really quick here, just as a preamble, I'm sort of roughly matching it up to the wingspan. I just think you get better movement out of it. You know, someone can tell me otherwise, but I think even though this is definitely meant for a smaller rig, you've seen what I've done with Octavia, who's just watchful. She's here to make sure I do this right. So let's make sure we do that. And she's going to make sure I save a lot more. So, okay, so let's do this. We'll roughly match it up. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to keep that right around there. So I can just have a... This bear's going to keep me honest. So, let's start with the head, shall we? Well, first off, my way of handling this is first to unlock, break all the available links. Let's just do this as efficiently as possible. And of course, and you know what? Let's try this. Let's see if we can hit up a whole bunch at once. Oh, maybe that does not work the way I wanted it to, but so by doing that, we can go all the way up and down and make sure that we have, oops, let me do this too. And make sure the neck is not combined with anything. Oh, I didn't want to delete everything. Yeah, let's make sure we do that. Hold up. Okay, good. Huh, that's odd. I feel like I should be able to see. Well, we'll see what this does. I'm curious about something, whether or not the link, because I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be able to see a linkage between here to here. So once I get past this point of breaking things up, I'm going to save. We've got to get in a good habit of that. I have a very, very cheeky talent for being able to break things. Which is good and bad, yeah? Okay. Heads up. So I still need to figure out if there's a real uniform way for me to bring in the head, but not even just the head, any body parts at sort of the size I need it to be consistently, because I did try the whole trick of, what is that, 0.1? Okay, so let's say 0.1, roughly around the size we're looking at, yeah? Slightly bigger, but not by much. I'm not gonna overly work that. We're gonna make sure we're right around the same size here, yeah? But as you can see, 0.1, well, let's see what the head was here. What is this again? 0.1, it is 0.1. That's right. And, you know, I'm eyeballing it, so it's not as accurate as it probably should be. Well, that is quite confusing. Those sizes aren't... It's definitely more. So let's just do that. Let's try to match up as best we can. Sizes are a little bit different today for some reason. Okay, so right forearm, left forearm, Let's go right arm first. So it looks like the vest is the sort of the exception to rule. I think I remember this from yesterday as well. Just want to sort of roughly match this up. Yeah, looks good. So I sort of have to eyeball it a bit. So generally speaking, that's probably a good practice, is to have, I mean, unless you feel very, very confident about your model altogether, is to, oops, have a whole version ready to go, which is not so hard once you already have the whole sculpt up. In medium, that is. Darn. 0.1. So again, these are sort of approximations. But, you know, for a character like this, and, you know, having done Octavia, which was definitely a huger challenge on any level. You know, and I also need to make sure, by the way, I'm kind of lined up relatively well here. So, for example, maybe we do want to move the head, oops, slightly forward and up. Same thing with the body, slightly forward and up. And I might not be able to help it. I might actually just start rigging certain things as I go along. But we want to make sure this is relatively spot on here. It's a little bit more central there, isn't it? So let me move this a little bit. Or it's also that this is slightly, that's more to the point. I want to make sure that it's lined up. The actual rig itself is lined up and not too askew. So that's not bad. Move you up a little bit. Okay, let's continue. Right forearm. Right, so you can kind of see I'm making enough clearance for the hands. Good. Left forearm. Let's bring you down. So you can see where I'm trying to figure out how to wrangle this better in terms of the physical sizes that come in. Could definitely cut it down on time. I mean, I estimate that I cut down another 15 minutes. I'm trying to keep this under half an hour. But you know, if you're doing this in some sort of professional way with a crew, and you know, you want to be able to have a very, very efficient, streamlined workflow, has to be a way to sort of make sure that this is all uniform, yeah? That you've sort of figured out the overall size that you want, so that when you bring it in, you're not scaling things down over and over again. But you know, for right now, we have to do this. So, for example, if I bring the hands up, they should relatively match up, see? Where's the hand on this side? Ooh, where did the hand go here? Oh, I don't like that I don't see the hand. I hope I did not delete the hand, because that would be horrible. Huh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like somehow that got deleted. I don't know when it got deleted or how I deleted it. Interesting. Oh, that is not cool. Wait, there is some version of it there. Ah, there you are. You are there. Okay, you know what? I'm getting a little freaked out, so let's make sure we save, as I promised. Let's continue along our merry way. So, where are the jambones? Left jambone. And those are the thighs, right? So that booty is this way. I'll make sure that roughly lines up. Wait, hold up. Mm-hmm. Whoops. And of course, you know, because he's got such wide booty, it's not going to totally fit the rig that we see before us. That's just going to have to be true. I just need to make sure it relatively lines up alongside the edges of it. Because he's not really going to be walking. So that's okay. A little bit of a tough time lining it up. But I also want to see how he looks on this side. Okay, so it's a little bit further back. Nope. So let's save that. Not too far off there. I'm not going to overly work that. I think it's relatively close. Remember, you're not exactly totally beholden to in terms of the placement of everything in your rig. So don't be too hard on yourself if it's not totally lining up. You can change it after the fact. So let's continue. Left foot. Right foot. Where are you? Ooh. Interesting. Hold up. Here we go. Okay, so we're pretty close. We're getting there, yeah? It's a slight stature difference here, but that's only because I think I've pushed everything up a little further. Or maybe the legs are a little bit... Okay, so we have to be a little careful. Let me see if I can do this without dragging the body into it. Okay. No, I did get the body. Okay. It's a problem with having everything so close to each other. No. Wow, it's really sensitive. Yeah, deselect. I'm going to bring these down a little bit. You know what? Let's keep it where it is. Let's continue. Let's save. Left eye. Ooh, that's freaky big. Yep. Huh, so which direction is it? Is it that way? I think it's that way. Yeah, of course I did really want to keep them on a different scale, a different discrete eyeballs, just in case I did really want more sort of an emotional feel there. Ooh, oh no. I'm still scaling it down, buddy. Stay with me. There you go. Do appreciate the fact that they are trying to solve for ooh, that is a very high looking bear. Okay, it's roughly lined up. Okay, let's make sure you don't look half baked. Right eyebrow. Okay. Maybe a more quizzical look. How about kind of up and down for now? It's always nice to have a little asymmetry, yeah? Eyelids. Let's not forget that. And safe. Never forget. Where are the eyelids? You're right here. I thought you were something else. That's my fault. Okay. Where's the other one? I know you're right around here. Oh, there you are. So these eyelids should be able to close all the way without there being any issues. So first things first, let's get you in there. That's better. That's a little less scary. This bear has his eyes are more inset. I see it. You don't have to tell me. Mm-hmm. So inevitably there are going to be little differences between each one. I'm just trying to solve for just so it feels like it's much further in that eye than I think it is. But you can see these are all the different pieces that go in. So right now actually I can probably put this shelf away so I can just focus on all of the minutiae. And I might not want to spend too much time on this. For now, what we're going to do is start hooking things up where they should be. So we have this still in unlocked mode, right? And I want to link to the hand. And you can see those pieces go away piece by piece, meaning the IK rig to indicate that things are connected to what they should be connected to, or what I arbitrarily connect them to, disappear. So that way gives me, oops, well, doesn't look like the hand did what I needed it to do. Oops, there we go. save. Now the question is, do I connect this more to the pelvis or more to the chest here? And I'm going to do it more probably in this middle part. Let's just see what that does. Whoops. See, that's not connected at all. Hold up. Oh, wait a second. So right, that's indicating to me right now that the forearm still needs its piece of the puzzle there. And while we're at it, let's do all the pieces attaching to the head. Wait, if you can find the head, where are you, head? Well, while we try to fix that, let's keep on trucking here. So I probably won't do the feet themselves because there's just no real need to. But as you can see, I can puppet both arms really great. Yeah, for the most part, it works really well. Of course, you can totally kind of break it apart very easily, right, like that. But what's awesome, let me just bring this over here so I see everything better, is that if I put it into a pose that's a little bit, that pulls everything downwards, I can pull this back up to sort of self-correct a bit. So you can see I probably have to reposition certain things so that way it doesn't break too much. Yep. So you create little balls there in the feet. So that way if there was some bending, it wouldn't be too awful. You have passed your sobriety test, little bear. So, okay, I think we're in okay shape. I may actually sign off very soon, but I want to make sure that we can get, let's see if we can solve for this head. Let's break, oh, let's see, it's not even linked. Let's make sure that's to the head now. Wait a second, let's break that first. I want to make sure this goes where it should go. Hold up. Okay, good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's connect everything to where it needs to go. Okay. Can be a little tricky, right, when they're all in close proximity, so just be very careful. Oh, there you are, eyeball. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was weird. Hope that didn't copy. Felt like I copied that. Didn't it look like I copied it? Yeah, I did. I caught myself copying. Oh, I don't want to teleport. Sometimes it's hard to throw things away. Hold up, let's do this right. That's what that's for. Let's solve again. Solve again. Save again. We're going to try this I link to. Hope that worked. Did that work? Cool. So now we shut down the shop and see if everything's working the way it should be. Good. Oh my god, it'd be so much fun to do a little wave animation with him later. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, so everything seems to be working relatively well. Size-wise, they're about the same. As you can see, I wasn't too far off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it right to the center. Because these two actually they're going to have some interaction later. This is not just for show. I'm going to delete this. Oh, no, not the whole thing. Just you, sir. You false doppelganger. Although, you know what? It might be good to have them even further side by side for me to see. Because really, the thing is all about the eyes. And as I'm looking at it now, I can actually tell that these eyes should be further inward bound. So I'm going to risk everything and go back in there. Move those eyes a little further in. And, you know, I should be better about this in terms of using the actual gimbals. But sometimes it's just as easy to move it in myself. Yeah, and I'm making him I'm giving a slight lazy eye, so I need to be very careful about how much I move. Okay, so before I overwork everything, I'm actually going to save them both out. Look at them with fresh eyes tomorrow morning. But there we have it. Let me move Octavia on top. And maybe you all have a good name for our little teddy here. I'm definitely open to names. All right. And on that note, literally the music ended. On that note, I hope you enjoyed this little piece of rigging fun we did tonight. All right. Good night, Octavia. Good night, as yet unnamed bear.